So like having sex was nothing to me. Honestly, I realize now, after the fact, I use sex to fill a void that I was missing from my childhood and that I never faced and fixed during my childhood. And that's just putting more hurt on other people because when sex is such a like the chemicals that you're releasing in your body when you just have sex with somebody else and the connections and soul ties that go into that, you are connected to that person. So they feel everything you feel. And me just trying to unacknowledge that feeling towards people causes more damage because it's crazy, bro. Like,
Yeah, bro. It take a lot of unlearning, man. And like the sad part is like, you know, we could reflect now and say like,
yeah,
we got these mindsets and these perceptions. But growing up, man, I realized that a lot of dudes is taught to just, you know, treat women like objects.
yeah,
Like, as much as I hated going through that situation, like it also made me much more hyper aware of things like consent and, you know, making sure that you treating people like people because, man.
I know. Hey, I know what you're saying. Cause look, I really felt like by me being on that side of an experience, it literally showed me how other people feel when we're pointing the finger at them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the person they point the finger at, and I did feel objectified a little bit. So like I understand completely where you're coming from, and think about it too. That's why I'm like, I try not to go out as much, but I go out to try to gain a little bit of confidence back. Like, it's funny thing about it, man, it took me going to Orlando on vacation to actually feel like myself again.
True.
Like, I
'Cause
got
it was
away.
a different city.
Exactly. Like, when I get away from here, I feel more at peace than I am when I'm here. But at the same time, if I can't make it through this hard time in this hard place, how am I gonna make it when another like obstacle come in my way that's hard? So I try not to run away from it. But like how we treat women, and the funny thing about it, we got to take responsibility for it. But half the time we feel left out in the way how we treat women because they don't how they treat us. Cause think about this. I remember my mom always telling me how to treat a woman. Single mom. I was raised by a single mom.
Yeah, never taught how to treat a man.
And how to be treated by a woman. Exactly. They never taught them how to treat us. So it felt more like, bro, I gotta give you this, give you this, give you this, and what I don't like. Really, I don't really receive nothing from just giving you all this stuff, but your happiness. But I put aside my happiness and my what I really want for what half the time.
Mm-hmm.
So like now, like
Man, that should start to make you build up resentment too, man. When you feel
exactly.
like you just you losing yourself in relationships to make other people happy. At that point,
Exactly.
that's when dudes revert to that whole like fuckboy status and start treating women like objects. Cause man, you got to work through it. Like communication is key at all times, man. Like you said earlier, it's all about your reality and your truth. Like two drunk people go back to a crib, man. Like, especially if it's a random girl, I could have no idea she blacked out drunk and she don't know where she's going or what she's doing.
Exactly.
But if you don't have enough self-awareness and enough self-control to be like, this ain't it. Like, it's never that serious. Like, you know,
Yep.
and you realize that what you could be doing to another person, even if it's not the truth,
Yeah.
I say, like, what you doing to them and their reality and their perception, you could be damaging them forever, and that shit sucks.
Exactly. Because I think the worst feeling is not being hurt, but knowing that you hurt somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's not how they said you hurt them, but in their mind you still hurt them mentally. And getting to when you understand that part, it's a whole different. You open up a whole different like level of awareness. And to be honest, like, bro, but like what you said with the resentment, I don't want to go keep going on that one part. But what you said about the resentment, it really do come. And then like when you become a fuck boy, because most of the time that will happen.
Mm-hmm.
You just out there having sex and you really not having to do nothing for it. Just, hey, what's up? You want to hang out? We fucking. You ain't got to expect me to take you out on no date. You ain't expecting me to do nothing else. You just expecting me to have sex, chill out for a minute, go our separate ways. Mm-hmm. It's like I'm satisfying my wants at that time, but also kind of build a bigger void from what I really need because
you're suppressing all that pain that
exactly.
you got from that breakup.
Because look,
that bad experience.
And I think about it because the girls always say, "Oh, all men ain't trash and everything," and then men say, "Oh, women are trash." But I'm gonna say we both are trash, but where it all came from, in my opinion, is women. And hear me out. This is the reason why I say that. All right. Back in the day, school, we have our crushes that we be head over heel for, that we do everything for, then turn around, they end up dating this older guy that's a drug dealer that's no good, that just ain't shit. Mm-hmm. But you're always a friend zone, everything. You always get put in that place where, like, you feel like,
it's that hurt.
Exactly, because that hurt you. Like, bro, you the nice guy. They always say you're the nice guy. Finish last. You always get the woman at the end. Mm-hmm. But you get tired of waiting at the end because, like, bro, you realize they like this bad boy. And after you get through that hurt and everything, you evolve into a person that really stop giving a fuck because you put your feelings out there just to get them rejected.
And then the party, you want to become that person that they want too because then it's like, well, if I put my heart on my sleeve and this is how I ended up, then a party was like, well, fuck that, man. I'll go I like this way because that's obviously what's going to work.
Exactly.
But, man, like you said, through therapy and everything, man, just unlearning all that and realizing that still ain't the way. Because at that point, you continuing to suppress your emotions, you continuing to bottle them all up, and you just going to continue to hurt people.
Exactly. And hurt people. Mm-hmm. And you start thinking about, like, what comes from women, a lot of women, because I feel like it begins with women. Because think about our lives begin with women. Mm-hmm. But you think about little girls in, like, elementary school. They pick on each other, and they get hurt by each other by the words they say. Mm-hmm. And then instead of reflecting that back or finding out what's the root of that problem, most of the time they reflect it back on the guy. And then they start picking on the guy, boom, boom. Like, think about it. How girls flirt compared to how guys flirt.
Yeah, it kind of went backwards, man. Like, when we was kids, the guys was the one always acting childish when it came to talking to people they like. But now, women, they definitely rude, man. You go out and they being a little rude with the jokes and they saying something slick. And it's just like, damn, man, what's going on?
And look, I laugh because, look, because half the females out here were out here so, all right, when a girl tell me she's not going to act like a wife until she end up become a wife, right? Mm-hmm. But you expect me to be a husband before becoming a husband. Like, that shit some bullshit to me. Cause I look at y'all like, look, you went from a place where I'm gonna stick to black culture. Our queens were like high standard. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, they had curves and everything too, but the shit they wearing now, look, you want me to respect you as a queen, but you're looking like you're supposed to be on Savannah tees on the corner tricking and shit. And then you get mad because you say, "Oh, I'm objectifying you." Mm-hmm. But at the same time, think about it. Women objectify men as well too, because when they come down to this, they're like, "Oh, you broke? Oh, I can't holler at you." If y'all looking at money, you objectifying me for my money. You talking about me with your looks? So,
yeah, it's so much shit that we gotta unlearn on both sides, man, because it all adds up together. Like, women can dress how they want, and they got all that freedom. But like, I feel like as a dude, you kind of you know what other dudes are thinking.
Yeah.
So like, especially if that's your girl, that's your woman or something, you know, you don't want them to have to deal with that.
Exactly.
And like,
but you can't tell them shit these days.
nah, like I'm not trying to go out, you know, with my girl and then she wearing something nice that she feel confident in. Dude over here being all creepy and weird, or
And
she go out
looking.
with her friends, and she getting harassed. Man, that shit sucked. Man, I had a fucking ex, man. She went hang out with my friends, man. I come back, dudes is hollering at them, and when they rejected them, man, they talking about like, oh, you fucking, you Afro bitch, and saying all this other like racial shit. Like shit should be ridiculous, and it's like, dudes are strange out here, man.
But